welcome to House Church. Last week in our first series here in Matthew, Sermon on the Mount, we looked at the Beatitudes, those 8 words of blessings that Jesus gives to his followers. And it's interesting, as you read through them and as we looked at them on Sunday, blessed are the, and some of them are states of being. Blessed are you when you're hungry for him. Blessed are you when you mourn. Some of the Beatitudes are things we strive for. Blessed are you when you are a peacemaker, when you are merciful, all that kind of stuff. So, state of being strived for, but in any event, Jesus starts this by giving us a word of blessing. Today in our House Church study, as we move into the next passage, we're going to find 3 more Beatitudes, but you kind of have to make them up. So stick with me here. We're going to see together, blessed are the salty, blessed are the bright, and blessed are those who take God's word as seriously as Jesus did. So we're going to look at these together. Salt in the old days, you didn't have Morton salt and all that kind of stuff. But in the old days, there was a salt mine, and you'd just mine the salt, and there'd be these rocks of it. You'd put it in a sack, and you'd use and reuse this mined salt in your stews, in your meats, all that kind of stuff. But along with the salt, there were always residual minerals and other things. And so over time, of using and reusing that salt, it would lose its saltiness. And then you know what happened? It just became gravel out in the road. Jesus is going to talk about that to us. Blessed are the salty who haven't lost their saltiness. And we're going to discuss that together tonight. Light, of course, is a little bit easier for all of us to get, whether it's a candle in Galilee or a flashlight here today. Light always brings help and courage and direction and orientation and protection, all this kind of stuff. You think about it when you put a light on a table in a room or a street lamp on a street. It just changes the atmosphere. Well, Jesus says, blessed are the bright. You and me as his followers, blessed are the bright, bringing help and courage, direction, orientation, protection, all that kind of stuff in a darkened world. Then thirdly tonight, we're going to look at taking God's word as seriously as Jesus did, as he shifts from salt and light and starts talking about the law, starts talking about the Old Testament. Jesus takes God's word seriously. Jesus reveres it. Jesus says it's more sure than the earth you and I walk on. I mean, let that sink in. But he also indicates that we're all in a little bit of trouble as it comes to God's word. As he singles out the Pharisees, you'll see this tonight, as he singles out the Pharisees, and if we were Jews in the first century, we'd look at the Pharisees as the super spiritual people who are trying to do God's law no matter what. And he singles them out and he says, you know what? They don't even have the righteousness it takes to meet God. So if they're in trouble, we're in trouble. Or are we? And this is where Jesus brings us hope. And as his followers, he continues to bring us words of blessings. Blessed are the salty, blessed are the bright, blessed are those who take God's word as seriously as Jesus does. So, as you discuss tonight, as you open God's word tonight, open your hearts and ask God to bless and fill you for his purposes. Take care.